Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. In this video, we will be going over the warding blog that was released July 15th, 2019. This blog has updated features as opposed to what was announced earlier on with warding blogs. This will be the final blog before the poll, which goes live tomorrow on July 19th, 2019. Warding is going to be a new skill that could potentially be added to Old School RuneScape. Old School RuneScape has not yet had a skill released. However, we've had multiple skills I have the idea of them, and Jax has pulled multiple other skills. I really wish Artisan passed, but that was just my opinion. I wasn't really playing at the time, but it would have really focused me to coming back to playing in general and stuff like that. However, warding is going to be basically like what crafting is and what smithing is to magic robes. So you'll be able to make magic robes like you will be able to make leather and metal armor. There's a big blog here that basically describes everything in full detail and with changes and stuff like that. So they have like a little picture which looks really cool. I really like how the art design of this came along. It looks really nice. But first of all, before we get into this, will warding pass, yes or no? Leave it in the comments section below what you think. Personally, I don't think it will pass, but I really, really want it to. If warding passes, I will be extremely happy. But yes, I do not believe it will pass, unfortunately, and that is because I just believe that a lot of people in Old School RuneScape don't want a new skill, which really does kind of suck, because I would love a new skill, because I'm maxed, and like on my main account that's maxed, I just feel like there's nothing for me to really do anymore, you know? Like, I love skilling, and I just really want to continue like skilling, but XP past 99 just seems so redundant, and it doesn't seem like it's worth putting money and effort into it. So a new skill for people who are maxed is a great idea. I understand for people who aren't maxed, it might be more of a hassle to get that max cape. Anyways, I hope it passes, but that's just my opinion. So basically there's been a changelog. So significant changes have been made to the warding skill, including the following. So they removed a whole bunch of things. So they removed battle wards, venomous armor, kin hunter armor, cosmos armor, stetitite, and wardstones. Viz variants reduced from 12 to 5. Chaining lamp variants reduced from 3 to 1. You probably don't know what all these things are, but basically they're just things to help you and things you can create with the warding skill. But the most important thing is at the bottom here. Committing to beta testing during the development process, which therefore means while they're developing it, we are going to be able to test warding if it passes, which is going to be so useful. So I'm really happy that they're doing that. Very happy about that. So I clicked here for everything. So this is going to be the core skill about how you train it and everything. So they have a little picture here that basically shows you everything. They have multiple, but we're going to go through this one first. So player wants to train warding. Player decides which armor to make. Then there's like a yes or a no path for everything. So first of all, do they have the materials? Yes or no? Let's just say no, you're an Iron Man account. Obtain the materials from the Grand Exchange or dissolving. Back to here, do you have the materials? Yes. Is there a ward nearby? Yes or no? No? Okay. Player creates or finds appropriate ward. Now you go back to here and you then create magic armor. This is pretty confusing, so that's what these are for. I think there's a few, no, that's it. Okay. So this one's really helpful to see what it looks like as an Iron Man account, essentially. And I'm saying Iron Man because even a main account will probably want to play as an Iron Man when this is released, because everything will be so expensive day of release. Later on, in the Grand Exchange, prices will eventually settle out. But if you want to play this day of release, you're probably going to want to play as an Iron Man for the most part, unless you have a lot of money. So basically, player, we're going to go with this one first. Player has no silk to train. Silk is something you can get through combat and through hunter. So let's say player has no silk to train because it just came out. You want to buy it on the Grand Exchange? Well, it just came out. So let's just say no, because if you do, it's just you can just buy it and that's it. Let's just say no. Gain the silk. Can the silk be obtained through combat? Yes, and it can also not be. Let's just say you want to do combat. Okay, yes. Get silk from combat, player has enough silk to train. Easy. But if you don't want to get through combat, can the silk be obtained via hunter? Yes, it can. And then the same process happens right here. Now, that's silk, but you still need Viz. So, no Viz to train? Well, first of all, you want to go to the Grand Exchange again? No, because it's just easy if you go to the Grand Exchange to training. Do you have items to dissolve? Well, let's just say no, because not just Iron Man accounts, but main accounts might not have them too, because they're going to go up very high in value. The items being certain things from clue scrolls, like trimmed armors and dragon masks and canes and elegance and stuff like that is all going to be able to be dissolved. It's basically like Invention is on RS3, where you can dissolve stuff and it's an item sink. So we don't have any items, so can you buy or make the items? Well, no. Can you cast magic on an altar? Yes. Well, you can then cast splashing spells on an altar, and you will be able to gain Viz through that. I keep trying to say Vizwax, because that's the thing on RS3, but Viz. Next, if you can buy it, player dissolves items to make the Viz. Easy as that. Dissolving, so you can dissolve this kind of things. So you can dissolve magic robes, trimmed robes, vestment robes, god pages, elegant clothing, boss drops. All of that's going to go up extremely high, which is nice because I have a frick ton of god pages, so I'm really happy about that. Crafting, unpicking. Leather armor, trimmed leather, hats and masks, cloaks, banners. So hats and masks being dragon masks, cat masks, stuff like that. Buy these items now if it does pass. Smithing, reforging, we got plate mail, we got metal weaponry, we got trimmed armor, we got amulets, we got croziers and canes. So those are all things you can dissolve. So yeah, you might want to get some of those things. Boss drops being something you may not be able to stock up on, but they're all going to go up, so that'll be cool. Which is kind of one reason I really want this to pass, because I really want items to go up in price. I think it's just, some items are just extremely low and it's embarrassing. So it'd be really nice to see this stuff. So we have ward shops. So throughout the world, in a few select places, there are a bunch of new workshops that have opened up with specialization in everything warding. In these shops, the shopkeepers are stocked up with chaining lamps and small quantities of Viz. There's also a tutor in Al Kharid who will teach you how to train warding. Monster killing and hunter. So just like you can kill dragons for dragon hide, you'll be able to kill various monsters for items to dissolve them down for warding. If killing NPC isn't your thing, then you can train hunter with new methods. These new methods go from level 5 to level 70. And some of them are butterfly net, some of them are pitfall, and some of them are a brand new method called lantern trapping. Lantern trapping will be training your fire making and your hunter simultaneously, and there's multiple places that you'll be able to do these in. So as I said, they go from level 5 to 70, and these have different locations as well. So it'll be a brand new silk dungeon, which will be some of the more low level ones, but then eventually higher up will be into Cabo Swamp, spawn randomly for one of them, Morton Catacombs, we got even Waterbirth Isle, and at the very top end we even have Lunar Isle Cave, which is pretty cool, and that is also the highest lantern trapping. So yeah, level 70 for that one. There's also one that's level 65, but 70 is probably going to be the best way to get it. So down here we have armors. So these are the armors that you're going to be able to make. So they go from level 1 to level 80. Level 1 through 80, I will list them off here. We got wizard robes, black robes, priest robes, druid robes, monk robes, Zamorak robes, shade robes, Exarian robes, pedo set, I said that wrong, please, Pado set, splitbark armor, Arceus robes, skeletal armor, mystic robes, Thermarge set, bloodbark armor, infinity robes, dragonhay robes, Thermon set, astral and soulbark. Sorry if I butchered any of those. They show the materials you need to make any of those, which are all stuff that's basically coming out, except obviously Suka hide already exists, but most of these are brand new. But you can just read those. I'm not going to butcher those ones. And then the Viz needed to create them is basically you get it through like an altar, right? Or you can buy an GE, but if you don't buy an GE, you go to an altar to splash. These are the altars right here that you're going to have to splash at to be able to get this specific type to make these. So we got, you know, all the way from Air to Omni, and Omni being the ZMI. I said ZMI in my ZMI guide, so I'm going to say ZMI to not trigger people. So ZMI is Omni, by the way. So we got the Pato set. Sorry, the first way I said that, didn't mean it that way. Oh my goodness. We got the Pato set. It's a degradable prayer boosting outfit, or prayer bonus outfit, I guess, with a +3 prayer bonus for each piece. And when the whole set is worn, you get a +35 prayer, which is insane, but it is degradable, and it will require 30 magic, 30 defense, and also 30 prayer to equip. RCS robes, they are just going to be basically low level robes, like shade robes, but they're members only. They will require 30 magic, 15 defense, and 20 prayer to equip, as well as you will have to have completed the Ascent of Arceus quest. Thermage set, this is a degradable set, and it will work. It has an effect called Spell Warp, and basically it will take the cooldown of any spell except anything in the ancient spellbook by 1 tick. So you may have faster alking, faster splashing, faster standard spellbook, and lunar spellbook casting. Pretty useful, I would say, overall. But it is degradable as well. And no, you like I said, you can't use it on ancient, so you can't use it on wilderness with like ice barrage and stuff like that. We got Bloodbark armor. This armor is a version of Splitbark armor, and it will have similar defensive stats, but it will require 55 magic and defense to equip, and it will have the stats basically equivalent to Adamant. And we got Dragon Hay robes. These were on RS3 back in the day, or RS2 I guess at the time. These robes are really cool looking. You can always see them in game. There's some NPC with them. Surok Magus, I guess. These are high level members only robes, and they will be sitting between Ancestral and Arams. So they're going to be a really good magic robe for sure. They will require 70 magic and 30 defense to equip. Thermon set. This is a degradable set that will offer a unique effect when all pieces are worn together. It will apply an additional 50% magic accuracy and 12.5 magic damage boost when attacking any NPC in the wilderness. This set will require 60 magic to equip. And it does apparently stack with the Thermon Scepter, which is pretty cool and fitting. Astral Armor. So this is basically Lunar Armor, but they're changing its name and all that kind of stuff. It will require Lunar Diplomacy and 65 magic and 40 defense to equip. And we got, finally, Soulbark Armor, and this is basically a better version of Bloodbark, which is a better version of Splitbark Armor. It's just a tank armor for magic. It'll have similar defensive stats to Rune Equipment, which is pretty good because it's for magic and whatnot, but it won't be as good as Aram's, I assume, but it does require 70 magic and defense to equip. This armor will mimic the looks of Splitbark, but have blue elements instead. So that's pretty cool. So we got our combat ring imbues and new rings. This is something I'm really excited about. Now, not the combat ring imbues, but I will get to the skilling rings in a second. I am very excited about the skilling rings. But anyway, combat ring imbues are just moving over here. You're still going to be able to use them in the NMZ to charge them and everything. This is just additional. So level 34 to level 69. No memes associated with that, please and thank you. But yeah, so that's just, we already have that in the game for the most part, so yeah. It's just going to kind of move over there if you don't want to do NMZ, which is kind of nice. And now we got my favorite little part here. We got skilling rings. So they only go from level 9 to 49, but they are very good nonetheless. We got Ring of Wood, which will require a yew log and a stone leaf. Stone leaf. All these secondary items are brand new. It's coming to the game. You're going to randomly find them while training and warding. So we got willow log and stone leaf, and you need the Viswax Air. It'll give you a X% chance to receive double logs, scaled based on the tree that you're cutting. Ring of Earth, we need a soft clay and an old seed. We have the Viz of Earth, and it'll have an X% chance to receive double produce when harvesting from allotments, which is really, really good, especially with snapegrass and watermelons. We got Ring of Amber, which is a silver bar and an amber, water and earth viz. We got an X% chance to receive double loot, scaled based on the hunter creature that you're hunting from. We got a Ring of Bone, which is probably going to be the most insanely overpowered thing in the freaking game, because I'm thinking about it for minnows, and it'll be freaking insane for minnows. But you got ourselves a gold bar and a fish bone to make that, the water viz, and it has an X% chance to receive double fish, scaled based on the fish. Now, if it doesn't work with minnows, it won't be that great, but if it does work with minnows, that will be insane, I believe. And at level 49, we have finally the Ring of Iron. Iron bar and an obsidian shard. This can be used or made with the use of the fire viz, and it has an X% chance to receive double ore, scaled based on the mineral that you are mining, which could be good for MLM if it does work for that, and insanely good if you're going to do some sandstone mining, in my opinion, if you're an Ironman account. These untradeable and degradable rings aim to provide more profit while training gathering skills such as woodcutting, mining, farming, fishing, and hunter. So they are degradable, and you will have to get the item again once you have degraded it, which is kind of very useful because it'll make you keep going back to warding. Repairing essence pouches. So basically this is just saying how you're going to be able to use a silk to repair essence pouches. 2 for medium, 3 for large, 4 for giant, which is pretty cool. Now, down here we have elemental tomes. So currently in the game we have the Tome of Fire, but they want to be able to create the Tome of Air, the Tome of Water, the Tome of Earth. These will also have the new pages, Breezy Page, Damp Page, Dirty Page, and then currently the current existing one is Burnt Page. So you'll be able to make all of these, including the Burnt Page, through warding itself from levels 35 to 80. Next, we have magic incantations. I can't pronounce. So basically, this will just be incantations to be able to train warding and stuff like that. So we have from level 15 to 90, we have the Mindful Incantation, Chaotic Incantation, Astral Incantation, Deathly Incantation, Bloody Incantation, and Wrath Incantation. I don't know if I spelled any of that right or wrong. But it'll require viz from each different little altars. We got from Air to Omni, and it will require talismans from Mind to Wrath, which is pretty high level there at level 90. They will be held in the ammunition slot, and they will increase the user's magic bonus, so that'll be pretty useful. We also have a anti-poison lamp. So I guess this is going to be like the anti-poison like totem they had on RS3 from Dungeoneering, where you won't get poisoned when you're wearing it. It'll be worn in the offhand slot, and you just won't be poisoned. But it'll be charged with Viz. It'll require 20 warning to make it. We have rune pouches. So we currently have a rune pouch in the game which holds 3 different runes, 16,000 of each of them. But now they want to add a new one that holds 4 runes, and they want to hold one that holds 2 elemental runes, and they want to add one that it holds 3, but you can only use it in the wilderness, and it will be cheaper than the one in the bounty hunter reward shop. Pretty useful. I'm pretty happy about that. That's cool. Scroll of Redirection. So Scroll of Redirection will be able to be created with Viz, Papyrus, and a teleport to House Tablet. And it will be removed from the Nightmare Zone reward shop and be made tradable. So if you want to buy those from the Nightmare Zone reward shop for a little merch, possibly could pay off. I bought about 60,000 of them just in case, personally, but we now have the Fused Essence pouch down here. So the Fused Essence pouch is going to be basically all of the pouches combined into one, which will hold slightly less than they all would individually, but it'll only take up 1 inventory slot. It'll hold 27 essence, and it'll have a 1 in 310 chance of breaking. And you'll then have to add Viz to all the pouches again to create it into the pouch once more. So that'll be pretty interesting, actually. We then have a mini game which is called Mystical Sleuthing. This minigame will be a hybrid skilling method for rune crafting and warding. It will require the completion of rune mysteries and the introduction of warding quest that comes with the core skill. Players will also need channeling lamp viz and any rune crafting talisman and tiara that is usable for their rune crafting level. The aim of this minigame is to utilize your knowledge of warding and runecrafting to help citizens of Gilnor deal with magical problems and threats. So it's just a little minigame. It'll have different rewards. It'll be pretty cool. You'll gain, some runecrafting experience, but it'll be minimal, no more than 5k an hour, and some warding XP too. We also have a little warding guild coming out, which will be pretty cool. Probably won't have a lot when it first comes out, but it will probably be added upon in the future. Yeah, so that'll be pretty cool. And they actually do mention the XP rates. I kind of just skipped over that. But if you are interested in the experience rates per hour of warding, training the skill, it'll be roughly 154k XP per hour if you do the low end warding robes, and the high end robes will be around 412,000 experience per hour, which is absolutely insane. 412,000 XP per hour is like actually crazy, and Jagex usually underestimates XP rates, so I can imagine that it might even be double that, to be completely honest with you, when people find out how to train this specifically and properly. So yeah, so that's warding, basically the warding poll blog. This will be polled tomorrow. I am going to upload this today. It is going to be polled tomorrow, the 19th of July, on a Friday. So if you guys are interested in voting yes or no, hopefully you watch this video and kind of listen to everything, or read the poll blog yourself, and kind of decided if you want it or not. I'm going to be personally voting yes, but don't vote yes just because I'm voting yes. I'm going to vote yes because I think I would enjoy this skill personally, but you do what you want to do. I just think warding would be fun. I like how the things they've changed with it. I like the reward system and everything. I do believe old school does need a new skill, and I do believe this is pretty fitting with how they've changed it. However, that is just my opinion. If your opinion is different, post it in the comments below. Tell me what you think, and until next time, guys, peace.